Hey, so a girlfriend had texted me this morning. She texted, I need to talk to you ASAP and I need to pray with you before my day gets started. So immediately this morning, I get my phone and I call her and we have a talk session and a pray session. And then she goes on with her day and I go on with mine. Well, a little while later, everything that she was going through this morning ended up going great. So she decided to FaceTime me to tell me face to face all the excitement and all the good things that happened. So she was FaceTiming me and I went on there and I clicked it. Well, I guess I could see her face before she could see mine. And her face was full of excitement. She was so excited. Joy was just beaming. Well, then I guess FaceTime clicked in to where she could then see me. And her face was completely mortified. It was horrific, her facial expression. And she had just explained to me that this morning when we were talking on the phone, all she could do was hear my voice. She couldn't see me. She couldn't see my eyes. She couldn't see my skin or my face or the lack of cheekbones. So she just assumed in her head the way she was picturing me was bopping around, being my best self. And so when she had called me to fill me in on her morning, she then saw how swollen I was and how hyped up I was. And I have been trying to figure out how to go public with my illness that I deal with for a while now. It is so overwhelming having mast cell disease. There are so many aspects of it that doctors don't even understand. There's only a handful of doctors that have a great grasp on it. Therefore, I don't even know how to start sharing my trials and tribulations with everybody else. Also, I don't even like to think about them because they're so overwhelming. But my friend told me that I just need to start today. And she was explaining to me how looking at me versus talking to me helped her with what she was dealing with today. Because our physical bodies don't have anything to do with our emotions and our mental state. We get to choose that. So just starting a little bit about my illness, what happened to me. I don't know if you can see, but I'm in a lot of pain, which I have a high pain tolerance. So I've learned to smile through things, which I'm trying not to do, to get across how serious this is. I don't know. But this is my first live video. Last night when I was sleeping, what happens with mast cell disease is you go into anaphylaxis. So a couple weeks ago, I posted and I blogged about how my anaphylaxis reaction caused me to gain 50 pounds in about 2 minutes because my organs swell and my entire body swells. And then it takes about a good 3 months to completely recover from that. But anaphylaxis with mast cell disease shows up in so many different aspects. So for instance, last night, my throat woke me up about 4 times. It kept closing. The best way to describe it to people is when you are sleeping and you have a really big snore and it wakes you up. My throat closing causes me not to be able to breathe. Therefore, that wakes me up knowing that I need help. So I either inject myself with Eppies. I've been dealing with this my entire life, but it's been misdiagnosed. But over the past 5 years, it's gotten drastically worse. And this past year has been the worst and the hardest. So I have learned about how much time I have before my throat completely closes. So sometimes I have to reach over and grab one of these and inject myself immediately. If I have more time, because those are really expensive, if I have more time, I can get my vial out with a syringe and inject myself that way. With that, when my throat closes a lot, it breaks out in deep hives, and slowly throughout the night, my hives engulfed my entire body. They started at my throat. I don't know if y'all can see. And then they just cover me from head to toe. So I just wanted to share with you that they are very painful. Start this journey with y'all. Also tell you that no matter what pain you're dealing with today, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, no matter what constant pain it is, that you can get through it and we can get through it together. I do have breakdowns. A lot of people I have talked to, including my friend this morning and some other people this week at different doctor's appointments and via a Facebook group for people with mast cell disease, they ask me how I always have a smile on my face, and I don't. The pain gets so unbearable that about every 3 hours I allow myself to have a really good breakdown. I do cry, and that's it. That's all you can really do whenever you're suffering chronic pain is cry it out. So here's to y'all. Everything is not always pretty. It is painful, but we can get through it together. So welcome to this journey.